Hello everyone and welcome to our channel Project Management and Control. This video is a series of our videos related to Power BI reports using Primavera P6 software. So as you know that Primavera P6 is a very good scheduling software which is using to calculate the early and late dates for the future tasks, and we can use this software to distribute our costs, our resources and quantities over the time. So to generate our Power BI report, we need a comprehensive database. This database can be used for Power BI and can be used as a pivot table also. In this video, we'll see how we can create our source data using Primavera P6 as a scheduling software. So once we want to create our data source in from P6, you can use different mediums, but most easy is the Microsoft Excel, as Excel is mostly available on most of the computers, and most our engineers, they are more familiar and they are comfortable with the Excel. So we are creating our data source data in the Microsoft Excel. So if we want to create our source data in the Excel, we need to create one Excel file which contains different sheets. So one of the sheet is contains summary data, which is nothing more than it has the project name, baseline dates, baseline start, baseline finish, but duration you can compute it from the dates, and then you have budgeted unit, budgeted cost, plan values, time elapsed percentage, and etc. What you want to show in summary data. Then we have plan and schedule values. This is no more than we copied our baseline program from Primavera P6 to Excel, but we need some specific column to be there. Once you do this one, you have to make values or sheets for your activity codes, and then once our program is finalized, you start updating the program. You can make the actual update values from the updated program. So let's see how we can do it in using P6 and Excel. So let me open one of my projects. So here I open one of my old projects. You can see here that the project is open now, and this is a project related to high rise building. And this project starts from 2nd June 2016 to December 2018, and this is both expense and resource loading. So this program initially was loaded with the BOQ cost expense. I convert this expense from BOQ cost from expense to resources. If you refer to my previous video on the same, you will find that how we convert the BOQ expense uh, from VOQ cost from expense to resources. It hardly takes 10 to 15 minutes. If you follow my video, it is not more than 10 to 15 minutes. You can convert the BOQ cost from expense to resources. So here I already do it. I just show in the column to verify this one. You just go into columns and go into cost. You have here budgeted expense cost. Okay, and then we have budgeted total cost. Okay, then we just move out late start, late finish, and free float. And then we just go in the units and budget labor units. So you can see that we have expense zero. Our project value is 177,950,000 and then 183. So when you are converting our BOQ expense, BOQ cost from expense to resources, when you are shifting this, just have a look, because sometimes some values are not copied properly. So before importing back the Excel file into Primavera, just check manually using Excel that our value are coming correct, because sometimes I find when updating that some values is there, but it is not coming in the when we are importing. And similarly, when we are making the budgeted units equal to the budgeted cost, I found that in my this project, the budgeted cost is no expense cost is not converted properly into budgeted units. So what I did when I investigate, I find that the budgeted unit per day, I show you in the, if you show bottom details, and you can see here in the resources, okay, you can see BOQ cost. So BOQ cost here, and if you go into expenses here, budget unit and remaining units here. I go some activity down. just you have to make it sure you have to make sure that units per time is equal is properly assigned. So in my case it is not assigned properly. That's why my budgeted cost is not coming exactly the budgeted unit. So I just put one global change. I share with you this global change. I make it that if a resource type equal to material, because I put the cost as material, then I say budgeted unit per time is equals to budgeted cost divided by the original duration. So in this case, what happened? The my program, the budgeted unit and budget cost is become equal. Otherwise, my budgeted cost is coming very high. And this is because that the budgeted units per time is not properly taken by the Primavera. So you have to investigate this and such sort of thing, because once you do in Primavera in Power BI or pivot table, you find that your budgeted cost is not matching with your project BOQ cost. So just some sort of values. I hope as an experienced planner, you are aware of this thing. So by the way, I will try to make one separate video for this issue very near. So once you do this one, now we have budgeted total cost and budgeted labor units. Budgeted labor unit is 188,376, and our budgeted cost 177,950,000. Budgeted expense cost. This column is not required. I just show it to ensure that there's no values here. So I just take it back. Now the next time task is to show activity codes. So we have two types of code. As you know that we have codes at global level and course activity code at the project level. So I just open this project level, select all the codes and bring on the right. Now you can see that this all code. So once you assign the code, the important thing to check here that make sure that all the values are assigned with the codes. No values or no activities without codes. So what is happening if you don't assign the code? For example, you have two codes A and B, and some activities are assigned to code A, and some activities are assigned to code B, and there are few activities which are not assigned to any code. So, for example, you want to see how much percentage complete code A values and how much code B. So, in this case, the A plus B will not come 100%. This is why not 100%, because there are some values which is outside the code. So, the question will arises, and anyone who is checking your report, they say, why this A plus B is not 100%? So, such things, to avoid such confusion and future problems, better to assign all the values to code. So, if some values which is not related to A or B, you make another code called C and assign other values to this. In this case, when you plus A plus B plus C, your sum will become 100%. I hope you understand this my explanation. So once you do this one, we have activity ID, activity name, original duration, early start, early finish, total float also not required. I think we can take it back or keep it. Budget cost, unit, and then we have the all our codes. So once you assign this one, go to organize, remove this WBS and click apply. So once you do this, you can see that our data is randomly arranged now, no sorting. So once you have this one, just go into Excel, open Excel file, okay, and save this file, browse, okay, make a folder. I just make 107. This is my P6 data report database. I just call it Power BI source underscore source data. So I just created at the time of 11:04. So if you go in the folder, you can see Power BI underscore source data, and it is created at 11:04. So I'm just taking, and almostly I repeated this in my videos, that when you are making the file, note down the time, because sometimes what happen, you by mistakenly you save your file on some other location which you are not in uh, aware of, and at that time you use some other file, so with the same name. So that's why if you have several files with or similar names, something like this, to identify the different file with the use of the time, what time you created and modified. So now I have this my P6 source data file. I just open this one. Okay, this open. Now I go into my Primavera, click anywhere, Control A to select all, and Control C to copy. Once our data is copy, and then go Excel, go onto left mouse corner cell, which is cell A1, and press Ctrl V. So once you do this one, you have this value all. Press Ctrl, just make this data also. I just make it to use my full screen. I don't want to go outside my screen. Okay. So once we adjust this one, just press Ctrl A to select all. See, when you press Ctrl A, it select only the data. That's why I want to show up to my screen. And if you go at the bottom, you can see that all the data is selected. So once data is selected, make press Ctrl T to convert this data into table, and my table has headers. Okay, and then just gives this table name as P6 underscore activity data, and down also just make it P6 underscore activity. So this is our P6 activity data. So once you do this one, just save this one. Then we need to bring the activity codes. This is now you can see we have activity ID, we have activity names, original duration, early late start, total float, budgeted total cost, labor units, budgeted total labor units, and then we have all the activity codes. So activity codes you already see in my program. I show it. So I just go back here based on WBS sorting. And if you go here in the project enterprise activity code, you can see that I have activity codes. For example, project name, responsibility, this all code are defined and assigned to values. If you are looking for this sheet of program, just write to me. I will share the program with you. And then once you do this one, now we have to copy the activity code from Primavera P6 to our source data. So this you can do it in several ways. Either you can go into enterprise activity code and then copy all activity code one by one. Press Ctrl A to select all, Ctrl C to copy and paste it there. Alternatively, what I prefer, I want to use it as a reports. So go into report wizard, report window, and click plus button to start a new report, or then this go next. Then we have this select subject area, time distribution data. As I just initially discussed, that Primavera P6 is used to distribute the cost, resources, and quantities, etc. over the time. So this is will be cost distribution data if you want to distribute the data over time. Or here we are looking for only the code values. So I just select code values, go next. This will go next. Then you have the column. This column already have this code value, which is our ID and description. What it stand for? For example, the code value EW is, and description is engineering works. So this is like this. Then you have to group and sort. Group and sort is automatically done by Primavera, so it's good for me. I can move it. Then I go for filter. When you go for filter, you can say activity code is equals to, then you have select here that this all project will shown here. So if you not make any filter, what Primavera will do, it will copy all the activity code in your database. To avoid this and to avoid mess up with the other data, unnecessary data here, we just select the code you are looking for. So I'm looking for this project code, and you can see that I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 code. So I make one as project code, and then copy this and paste it 6 times. 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then change the values here. Number 2 is responsibility, number 3 is the discipline, number 4 is the floor, number 5 is the trade, number 6 is the item. And here you can see, and so we want all of them, so just make any of them, so it will give you the values for the all. Then next, then I just make it values as 1 2 3. Go next, run the report. I make delimited file. Okay, so I just click here, and now the thing is that mobilization is the code value and description is mobilization, preliminaries, and the demobilization. and similarly testing and comma commissioning and handing over. So what is happening? This comma. So what Primavera is doing, they separate the data based on the delimiter, which is here is the column. So we don't want like this. So we just close this one and go in. I close this my file. No need this one to open. So I go again, run report, and as delimiter, I just select delimiter qualifier as the double column. Text qualifier as the double column. Now you can see mobilization, comma, preliminaries and demobilization. Similarly, testing, comma, commissioning and handing over. So what was happening before text qualifier? The Primavera take this comma as text qualifier, and after this comma they take the data to other cell. So it's not it's maybe sometimes it's good for you for us when we want to distribute or divide the values on the different cells, but in this case we don't want like this. So once you have this active code, you can see that we have one project code, one discipline, floor, trades, items, all are here. So once we do this one, we just open our source file. And here you can see we have one sheet is P6 activity data. Then we add one for this is activity code. Just go here in our Primavera sheet and just copy this data from here to our source data. Shift Control down arrow. Select all the values. Control C to copy. And just I leave few rows at the start. Maybe we need this in the future. So now have done. This is done. So now this our activity code. This is this code value. This is our project. This is a project name. Okay, so we have this as a we can call it the same as we have here. For example, this 05 project. So I take this 05 project and paste this value as here. Okay, I go again. Set. Control C. Once the code. Control V. Control C. Okay, and then come here. Control V. Similarly, we go one by one for all. Responsibility, copy from here. Responsibility, copy from. Okay, then after responsibility, we have discipline. Control C. Discipline. After discipline, we have floor. I'm making the same because when we are link this in Primer and Power BI, it is easy to taken by the program itself. Because when we are making the Primavera is smart enough to make some linking automatically. So if we have the same automatically, I hope it will be linked. Okay, so once you do this one, just we have to select add some empty rows in the start to differentiate different data. See if you want to repeat the previous command. Okay, so we just go select and press F4. So what F4 will do, it will repeat the previous command. I just added the rows. So I am going to select the row and press F4 and it add the empty rows. So no need to repeat full everything. Just go select and press F4. So it will repeat your previous command. So once you do this one, now we are going to make this as a table. So I press this one, I press Ctrl T to convert into table. My table has header, and this is now similarly you give this table name as activity code underscore project name. Okay, similarly select this one, press Ctrl T, and my table as header, and name this as activity code responsibility. Okay, similarly go discipline, Ctrl T, my table as header, and make this table name as activity code as discipline. Then we have floors, shift control right arrow and then down arrow. Select all the values, press Ctrl T to table, my table as header, and then make the table name as activity code, flow. Then this trade, Control T, make table and make the name as trade. Then similarly, select the first item, shift control right arrow, then down arrow, and control T to convert into table. And then you can make it as name of table as item. So once you do this item, now we're then at record, now we have to create one more sheet for our dates. So normally our projects, they are our construction projects, they are updated on weekly basis, because every week we have a progress meeting. In the meeting, you know what has happened. We are discussing the progress. So if you want to create the every week report, better to have divide your data on dates on the weekly basis. And so, and then every date we assign the date ID, and we will communicate our progress based on this date ID. So for example, I put my this date and then this date ID, date underscore ID. So our project started on 2nd June 2016. Okay, and then I just make it control 1 and make this a special custom, and I make this format and make this as date comma. So our project started on Thursday, 2nd June 2018. And so, for example, our progress meeting held on every Wednesday, and we take the data of till end of Monday. But because we week start Monday, so when the planner came on the site, he take the progress as of Monday and create the report on Wednesday and submit it to the consultant for their review and approval. So our first data date will be Monday. So we have to add this plus 4 days. It will give you Monday. After this, we will take equals to plus every week, every 1 week we are going to add. So once you do this one, just copy this one up to data. Our project started finish on December 2018. So this here we just remove this unnecessary data, coming too much. Okay, this our December, we take December 2018. Something wrong happened here. I just delete this all data. This is equals to this plus 7 20 and so now it's okay now. So we have to go slowly to check that we will not move after our more than our data date, our project completion, which is December 2018. Okay, so it's coming to the 19. So we just take this one 19. We take end of December. Okay, so this is our done. Now, for example, we give them a date ID as one. Our first, then the second is the first update on the 2nd June, which is the date, which is ID 2. Okay, so just select this one, and you can see that our date is 136. So our project is consists of is finished on 12. Our project completion date is, I can see this one. If you go activities, our project completion is like 1st December 2018. So if I come in my data, 1st December 2018 is coming here. So this is our 132 call, 132. Here our project is 131 or 132 weeks. This I just take it little more. So you can take it this. So we have this our date, data date, and the date ID. So you can call this date as a data date. Okay, and once you create this one, make this also in the table. Press Control A to select all. You can see that all the is created. Then press Control T to make it table and make this as a date, data underscore date. So this we create our data table. So now we have our created our one sheet, which is our for the project and description, this which our for activity IDs, their start, finish, and budget total cost distribution, resource distribution, and activity IDs, activity code we did it, and then we have a sheet two, which is our date ID. So we just give a sheet as a name date ID. So once you created this one, now we have to remaining to calculate how we going to do the uh, do our plan values. So doing plan values is little bit tricky. So to do this one, we just go in Primavera again. We just don't need to copy this report which we created for the activity codes. We just go into Primavera P6 again and go to inside the activities. So I just go into activity, sorry, I go into resource assignment. In the resource assignment, just make sure that our activity ID, resource ID, budget unit are shown. And then on the right hand side, which is distribution, make sure that you have budgeted units. Sometimes mistakenly you are taking cost, or sometimes you are getting taking cumulative values or cumulative units or cumulative budgeted costs, so which give you some unexpected result. So make sure always pay attention on the display units what your values you are showing here. So in the future you'll be sure that you're not committing any mistake. So just make sure that you have activity ID, resource ID name, budgeted units, and cost. So when I am converting my project from expense to resource assignment, I find that my resource assignment is my expense is not properly converted into resource assignments, into units. Budgeted cost is coming properly, but units is not coming properly. I don't know what is the issue with my Primavera or something else. So then what I check when I making the cumulative sum, the project value coming very high. Then I investigate and I found that my budgeted unit per time is not coming properly. So then what I did, I go and apply a global tool. I show you what global change I apply just for your information. Just if it is not working for you and you find that your budgeted unit are not converted properly, because we want to convert our budgeted cost into units, and so that we can compute the unit cost distribution in terms of the units. It is actually cost, but for easy we just take as the units. So what I change, I make it here modify, and I say that my resource type equals to material, because I assign my BOQ cost as a material, and I say if my resource type equals to material, then take budgeted unit per time equals to budgeted cost divided by the original duration. So in this case my budgeted units become equal to my budgeted cost, and it is correctly matching. So I will make another separate video for this one for demonstration. Here I just skip this item. I don't want to make video very long. It's already become long. So I just remove this one, and just make it sure, as I explained, activity ID, resource ID, budgeted unit, and on the resource in the display window, make sure that you have this budgeted units. Sometimes we have mistaken this one. So be ensure, and you have to distribute your organize based on your project. You have if you go group and sort, you have different options are here. You can assign based on the resources, like technical engineer, etc. Okay, you see it's all. So here I don't want to organize, I organize based on the project. So once you do this one, press control minus plus to open this one. Once you have this one, press first value, scroll down to last value, press shift, click, it will select all the data. When this is selected, press control C to copy. When this is copy, go on open a new Excel sheet and paste the values there. So now here you can see that our distribution of the resources based on the time. We have distribution based on the vertical distribution on time. Now we want to convert this from columns to rows. So this we can do very easily using the Power Query editor in Excel, Microsoft Excel. So it's really Excel is very amazing, and it gives you so much good ideas and tricks. I'm really surprised sometimes, and I hope you also, because most of the time it gives you some very good ideas and save a lot of our time. So by the way, just we save this file as file, save as, browse and make the location we want to save my file. My folder is 107. I just make it as resource assignment. source. Once you do this file, just close this one, and now go and open our Power BI source data. So you can see the resource, I mean source I created on 11:25. You can see the time is 11:25. So now I'm going to open Power BI source data. So I just open Power BI source data. Now I want to bring this my source of my resources and cost distribution from my resource assigned file to this file, which is my Power BI source data. So I just go into data and go into get data from file, and then I select the file which is resource, I mean source. So I just look at the file 107, folder number 107, and you see resource assignment source we created on 11:25. So we just select this one and click import. I already make a separate, very detailed video how to convert that data or transform data from vertical to horizontal. And from this dates are on the column headers, we want to make the dates on the row header. So you can visit our channel, you find it very good. And okay, think I have some mistaken here. So I just go in my resource assignment window, source assignment source, and I forget to make the table. So if just press Ctrl A to select all, you can see that all the resources are selected. Okay, so once you select it, press Ctrl T and make resource as header and give the table as uh, resource underscore assign. Then close this one and save it. Now 11:26. So I go again in the data and get data from file. Now I this resource I mean already shown this 11:26. If you see the time, 11:26 is the time. So import. And now see, before we have only one, this is sheet. Now we have resource, I mean this is table. So better to select the table so that Power Query no need to do check full sheet. It is only limited to the values in the table only. If you select the sheet, Power Query can do it, but unnecessarily use your resources. So to save your resources, better to always make a table so that your data is confined is a confined boundary. You will not go outside this boundary. So I just select make this table and click transform data. See, now you can see we have activity ID, a resource name, budgeted unit, spreadsheet field, and this is our data is distributed over the time weekly interval. So if you see here, as we see in when we are making our date ID, we see that our data is just spreading over 132 or 133 weeks. So means this all tables or columns are 132 or 133 number. You can just select them and right click and you can make it unpivot or unpivoted column. You can do it like this, or alternatively what we can do, we select the column which we don't want to unpivot. Here select this column and then right click and you can see unpivot other columns. So what it will do, it will pivot the other column which are outside the selection. So once you do this one, you can see that this is done. Now all our columns converted into rows. So now if you see here this attribute, just select ABC. ABC stand for text. So it means that this dates all taken as text. So it is not text, it is a date. So just click here and you change the data type from text to the see ABC it stand for the text. So we want to change it to date. So just click date. So just changes PQ Power Query underscore date. And this value we get it from Power Query also. So just write PQ underscore units. So just I make it so that we can differentiate between the budgeted unit, our what unit distribution we are getting from the Primavera, what budgeted unit we are getting from the Power Query. So I just put PQ as a indication. Once you do this one, see it's very easy. In 5 minutes, even less than 5 minutes, you do it. Now at time 11:29. We start at 27 or 26. So 4 5 minutes you did it. Now file, close and load. It will create one more sheet inside your source file, which is resource assignment. Just change the color here and then save it. And then close it and open it again, because sometimes I find that uh, our file having some problem. I open again. Okay, so done. So this power query, now we did our plan values also from here. Now we go into activity data. In activity data, we just click here at the end, we make it date ID, data score under CID. This is I'm doing this one here to assign all the value, activities related to which week here. For example, so I just put it here, Vlookup. I go to early start date and I take in the date ID, select this two, press F4 to log this one, comma. We are a column index. We are looking for values in the second column, and then we have need the two, means approximate match, not exact match. So you can see that all the values coming very easily. Now all it will show you that all activities related to which data, and here you find that some values are NA. NA is here because if it is related to the milestone, then there is no value. So what you do here, you can modify. If you click here, you can see that you have some NA. NA means there's some error. You can see notice at the bottom. So what we can do, either we can put our formula that if this is list start is equals to empty. If it is empty, then we look up if this value take into date ID F4 into index column to index 2, and we are looking for true match. Else we look up our list start value, okay, and we need this index ID AB F4 to log, need column 2, and we need approximate match, and we close the parenthesis, control enter. Now I hope there will be no more NA. See, so no more NA, and it shows that we have column, we have the week up to 131. So this all activities are related to or linked to any particular date ID. So once you created this one, I just make save this file and close and open again. I find some confusion that once I did a lot of work and there's some error come in Excel and my file closed without any indication, any intimation, and I lost all of my work. So after something I did, I save and close and open it again so that my data will not be lost. So this resource assignment, you can take the value as a plan values. Now you are going to add one more sheet here, and you can call it as summary sheet, summary data. Okay, so here we have project name. Okay, then we have here baseline start, baseline finish, project duration, budgeted cost, budgeted units, date, data date, data date ID, and then you have the plan values, plan score percentage. This all values will be computed directly by the program Excel file itself. You don't need to do, and you will be surprised. Hope so soon. So I just select project name. I go activity code, and my activity code is the project name is here. Start our. It will give you the project name. Now you not want to calculate the baseline start. So baseline start will be the minimum of PC data of the early start. Press F4. It will give you, then press Control 1 and custom, make this custom data as so our project start on Thursday, 2nd June. Similarly, baseline finish will be we'll put the maximum formula here, maximum. We go activity code, We go into for early finish data and then just copy this format from here to here. So our project start on 2nd June 2016 and project finish on 1st December 2018. Now project duration is, you can know, is very easy. Finish minus start plus 1. So our project is duration 913 days. Now you want to calculate the budgeted cost. So budgeted cost, to calculate the budgeted cost, you have to put here a formula SumIF. SumIF formula range. Our range is there, plan values. Now we come here in directory codes. I don't need things to go put SumIF formula. We just go sum and then code the budgeted cost, and so 177,950,000 it will give you the budgeted cost. Already budgeted unit, you will also make sum and activity code budget labor units. 188,376. If you see in Primavera the same data date, you can put any date. For example, my data date I put as a if you go in the data date, we have 1st August 2016. I go in the data sheet. I can take this Control C. Oh no, it's not work like this because take minimum. So I take it as a date year 2016 August 1st. So this Monday. Data date ID you can take from here. Vlookup formula. Vlookup formula you can go here. Okay, and then go to date ID sheet. Select your data. Press F4, and we are looking for column ID 2, and we need this time exact match. So if we give you the column number, row number 10. So our 1st August is the week ID 10. Then we need to the plan value. Here's some tricky part, and it's really somehow you want to use the make some very have to have good use of Microsoft Excel. So here I will select as some if. Now we have two conditions. So I will going to make some ifs, and then I think something happened wrong again with my file. See, it's closed. That's why I'm always saving my file. So why these things? Somebody should not make at all. So I have to make it create again. I will come back to you. So welcome back. As I was little before I say that some happened and I did a lot of work and suddenly the Excel file is closed. So you see that it is I was working and we reached to this level and our file was closed and what we did in this time was not saved. So I show you that we did this project name budgeted this baseline start is the minimum of the we get the values from the activity early start. We take the project start from the here early start and project finish from the maximum of this early finish. So we get this data from here. Project duration is simply that finish minus start. Budgeted cost is the we take the sum from the activity codes for the budget total cost we take it from here and as a sum, and similarly we get the budget labor unit from the sum of the units from the activity code. This our data date we have decided. Now we are going to calculate the elapsed date ID. So I save at this time. I just go VLOOKUP formula here and we go for this value and we want to know what is the date ID for this 1st August. So this is my data. I press F4 to log this one and I need the value from the column number 2 and then I need exact match, and that's so it means that I go here and make it as a number. So 10. So our date ID is 10. Now we have to time elapse is equals to just simply our data date minus project start plus 1. Okay, 61 days, and time percentage elapse is equals to the time elapse divided by total duration multiplied by 100, or just we take this as a percentage and make 2 digits. Now we have done this one. Now we have to calculate the plant cost. So this plant cost is little bit tricky. I hope it will work. So we just go here equals to sum if formula, and our two we are going to sum if. So our sum range is we have to going into plant values. This is our sum range is this one F4. Okay, and the criteria is our PQ data date. Our this resource ID is equals to we have to write the here the name of the our CT dash 24 dot BOQ underscore space cost. So what it will do, it will go in this resource ID name and only count the values which is related to resource CT dash 24 BOQ cost. Then the other is we have to go the range criteria. This is our criteria two. No, I think I have to make mistake here. I try again. Okay, sorry. Some if formula. Some range is our plan values. This is our plan values. Okay. Then our criteria range. Criteria range is this is and make F4 to log this one. Then criteria is that equal to sorry criteria CT dash 24 dot BOQ space cost. Then criteria 2 will coming in the PQ dates. Okay, and criteria is that this is less than or equals to concatenate. We have to make concatenate with the data date. So data date will come here, and this our data date will be in the this one G2 close bracket and control enter 552.48. So just 552.48. Then the percentage cost will be this is divided by the budget cost 0.37 and make it percentage and make 3.10. So it means that similarly, if we may change this date up to, for example, if so instead of August, I make it into October. So all the this value will be in this no, so it's not matching because October we have to check which October. So you have to take the exact date. For example, I'm going to 3rd October. So I have to make it here as 3rd October. So that will match. Okay, so you can see that on the 3rd October, our data which is week 9, time elapsed on 24 days, which is 13.58, and our plan cost 9.859 with percentage of 5.56. So this we have to check this in Primavera also. Let's make it Control T to make it table. And we just call it as a summary underscore table. Okay, so with this all data we'll use when we are making our Power BI report. So our data is our summary data or source data is now ready. You can see how easy it is. Don't be scared. Just try 1 2 time. I know it's little bit difficult. You have to try to memorize some step initially so that you can perform in sequentially these items, but not necessary. Just for your information. You have to try 2 3 times. Even I make it some efforts. For me, it takes some time also to repeat and repeat. Sometime some error came like I do not take budgeted unit. I take budgeted cost. Sometime my file I finish nearly finished, but my file close automatically without saving. So I have to go to repeat it again. So that's why I'm telling you, when you are making, just keep on saving so that your data will not be lost. So now we have to check this our data are matching exactly. So just give me time, just give me 5 minutes, and check in Primavera Excel. I don't want to waste too much time here and take too much time from you. So I take check in Primavera and come back in a while. Welcome back, my friend. So here I will see that we have first we make it as 1st August. So it give you the percentage of 3.10. So what I did, I make another Excel sheet. Here I just go in Primavera. And in Primavera, I use the resource assignment and make the resource type equal to material. And then just copy this from here. Control A, select all. Control C to copy and paste in the Excel here. And then I just add this few rows here. This is the cumulative values you can see here. I put the cumulative formula here, and this is my 1st August. So 1st August is 3.10. So what our Excel sheet shown in what we created for the source is 3.10. Okay, so if I make it to as we say 10th October, 3rd October, it is coming 5.56. So let's see it shows correct only or no. So I copy this formula and go to 10th October, first 3rd October. This is my 3rd October. So 5.56. So what our file shows, it shows you 5.56. So it's correctly okay. So it's okay. So I hope this video is somehow useful for you, give you good information and knowledge, and to create how you can gear up or start making your Power BI report. How can we create our data source for our Power BI report? In the next video, I will link this file with our Power BI. I don't want to make this video very full and boring. I hope I can understand this is it takes some time and time to understand and to follow. It's long video, but I hope it is very useful for our fellow planning engineers. And if you like it, please like, share and subscribe this video or to make our channel, and share this video on our some WhatsApp or planning groups for their understanding and learning. And if you have some idea, you want some information from me, please feel free to write to me. I will try my level best to answer your queries. As a working professional, me too, sometime very busy, but I try to give you answer as early as. So thank you very much again very much for thank you very much for your time. See you in the next video. Take care and bye bye.